Hi students, today we are starting our Health Week unit district-wide, and so that means everybody in the entire district is doing health lessons this week. So your first lesson is food group experts. So in food group experts, you will be learning an introduction to the USDA's food guidance system, and you are going to become a quote expert about one of the 5 food groups. We are going to take a look at the food group chart, and we're going to look at the major food groups and a system to help you organize your options. First, we are going to take a look at the blue column, milk and milk products. If you notice the white arrow on the side, it says eat more often. So the things at the top, you're allowed to have more often, and eat less often are the things towards the bottom. So the main nutrient in milk products is calcium. So your body needs calcium to build strong bones and teeth. So things that you should have more often: low fat or reduced fat milk, fat-free milk, fat-free or low fat yogurt, mozzarella or string cheese, cottage cheese, frozen yogurt, and then we start to get into things you should have less often: whole milk, milkshakes, hot chocolate made with milk, pudding, custard, flan, cheese, ice cream, even though those are the really tasty things, that's for sure. Then down at the bottom, it says you need 3 servings of milk products per day. And a serving is a cup, or 1.5 ounces of hard cheese, or 2 ounces of processed cheese. And then things that have no nutrients, and they really don't have any health benefits, down at the bottom, they're called extras: cream cheese, sour cream, whipped cream, and butter. So you should hardly ever have those. Now let's take a look at the green column, vegetables. So the main nutrient, they have a lot of vitamin A, and you need those nutrients for healthy skin and healthy eyes. So you can have fresh, frozen, or canned vegetables. And it lists all kinds of vegetables: artichokes, peas, bok choy, peppers, broccoli, potatoes, cabbage, spinach, cactus, squash, carrots, sweet potatoes or yams, cauliflower, corn, tomatoes, green beans, zucchini, lettuce, vegetable juice, vegetable soup, salsa, tomato sauce or pizza sauce, oven-baked fries, and hash browns. And you see that line again on the side, the white line. And the things at the top you can eat more often, and the things at the bottom you can eat less often. And it talks about the serving size. It's also 3 servings per day. And a serving is 1 cup of cut up vegetables, or 2 cups of salad, or 1 cup of juice. And juice is probably something that you shouldn't have very often. It has a lot of calories and not a lot of nutrients. Okay, and then the extras at the bottom: pickles, olives, relish, fried onion rings, fast food french fries, potato or corn chips. How come I only like the extras? Anyway, now let's take a look at the red column, the fruit column. So fruits have a lot of vitamin C. So your body needs vitamin C for healing properties. So you can have fresh, frozen, or canned fruits. The ones you should have most often are at the top: apples, bananas, apricots, berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, cherries, citrus fruits: grapefruit, orange, tangerine, grapes, kiwi, mango, and then getting towards the bottom: melon, cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, papaya, pineapple, pear, plum, peach, fruit juice, mixed fruit or fruit cocktail, and raisins, cranberries, any kind of dried fruit is at the bottom. So you shouldn't have that as often. You should have 2 servings of fruit per day. So a cup is a serving size, and we'll talk more about serving sizes later. And the extras in the fruit category are jam or jelly, fruit roll-up or fruit snacks, fruit drinks or punch, and fruit gelatin, which is like Jell-O. Let's take a look at the orange column. Grains, breads, and cereals. Your body needs it for energy. It's vitamin B. The things at the top are things that you should have more often, and the things at the bottom you should have less often. So grains are things like bread, rolls, rice, spaghetti, any kind of pasta, oatmeal or cooked cereal, dry cereal, graham crackers, tortillas, bagels, English muffins, pita bread, hamburger or hot dog bun, popcorn, pretzels, pancakes and waffles, French toast, cornbread or biscuit, Mexican sweetbread, muffin, granola bars, and snack crackers. You should have 6 servings per day of grains. So 6 servings is 1 ounce. So that's 1 slice of bread. So if you have a sandwich with 2 slices of bread, that's already 2 out of the 6 servings. A cup of dry cereal or a half a cup of rice. Most people, when they go to get cereal, they just fill up the entire bowl and they don't measure anything. So this is saying, so if you have 2 cups of dry cereal, that's 2 servings. So even though it seems like a lot more, it's actually not a lot more. 1 ounce is not very much. The extras, of course, the best: cookies, cakes, pies, pastries, donuts, those kinds of things. Now let's take a look at the meat, beans, and nuts column. So the main nutrient is protein, and your body needs it for strong muscles. So you can have dried beans, black, pinto, garbanzo, red, white, lima, or white. I would imagine that you end up cooking those. Fish or shrimp, refried beans, tofu, chili, eggs, chicken or turkey, hamburger, beefsteak, pork chop. Now we're getting to the bottom, so things you should not have as often: ham, fried chicken, fried fish, lunch meat, hot dog, peanut butter, nuts or seeds, sausage, pepperoni, and chorizo. So you should have 2 servings per day of proteins. So it's 2 to 3 ounces of meat, fish, or poultry, or 1 ounce or 1 tablespoon of butter, nuts, dried beans. And the extras are bacon and beef jerky. And you all know me, one of my favorite topics is water. So what about water? Water does not belong in any food group, but next to air, it is the most important substance you need to survive. Water plays many roles to keep you healthy. It helps you digest food, it carries nutrients throughout your body, and it helps to regulate your body temperature through perspiration or sweating. Most of the water you need actually comes from the beverages you drink: water, milk, juice. You also get water from some of the foods you eat. Some fruits, for example, are as much as 80% water. To be sure to get the water you need, drink water between meals and drink milk or juice with your meals. And then down at the very bottom, it talks about extras that don't go into any food group. And really, there's no health benefit at all to these. Soft drinks, syrup, honey, or sugar, mustard or ketchup, candy, salad dressing or mayonnaise, and margarine. So those are some extras. You are going to watch a video about food group experts. I want you to keep in mind as you watch the video, I want you to think about the video's main plot, and I also want you to think about the main nutrition concepts that are dramatized by the students and addressed by the expert. So you might want to take out your a piece of paper so you can take some notes. And in addition, you are going to need to become experts about one of the food groups. And so you need to take notes about one of the food groups. So you can pick your food group: dairy, vegetables, fruits, grains, or protein, and decide which area you would like to become an expert at.
Michael, nice of you to be on time this morning. You're up first. Okay, everybody should be ready to report on the food groups that they researched. Oh, and take out your activity booklets so you can take notes.
Okay, so I bet you're all wondering why I've asked you here today. Well, it's to talk to you about the meats, beans, and nuts food group. I made this poster to show you guys what I researched. Meats include foods like beef, chicken, fish, and pork. Beans include dry beans like pinto beans and split peas. Also, foods that are made from nuts like my personal fave, peanut butter. And of course, eggs.
I think eggs are in the dairy food group, Mike.
Nope, they're in the meats, beans, and nuts food group. Even though in grocery stores they're in the dairy section. But they come from chickens, and they have lots of protein in them. Which brings me to the reason why we need to eat lots of food from this food group. Kids our age are supposed to eat about 6 ounces of food each day, because it gives us the majority of protein we eat.
Okay, so I researched the milk and milk products food group. Milk is in this food group, of course, and so are foods made from milk, like yogurt and cheese. All of the foods in this food group give us calcium, which is one of the minerals that helps to build strong bones and teeth. I also found out that it's important for us to get as much calcium as we can now, because the amount of calcium we have in our bodies from the time we're about 10 to 20 years old is the amount we're going to have for the rest of our lives. If we don't get enough calcium now, we can get osteoporosis when we're older. And that's a disease that makes the bones really weak so that they can break or even curve your spine. Yeah, gross, right? It freaked me out so much that I kept drinking milk the whole time I researched this food group. Okay, so I made this model to show how much calcium we have in our bodies at the different times in our lives. I used flour to represent calcium. The first jar shows how much calcium we have in us when we're born. When we're 10 years old, we have this much. When we're 15 years old, we have this much. And when we're an adult, we have our maximum amount. But an adult who has osteoporosis has lost calcium down to this level. Big difference, huh?
This just in. Investigative reporter Megan is live on the scene right now. Megan, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Sarah. I'm standing in front of the downtown farmers market where experts have just announced that vegetables are our main source of vitamin A. And they are now telling us that vitamin A is particularly good for our eyes and skin. In fact, I've been able to confirm through my sources that even though vitamin A is the main nutrient in vegetables, it is the combination of all the nutrients, like potassium and fiber, which is thought to be what is really good for us. And we can get vegetables fresh, like this fabulous corn from the farmer's market, or in juice, like this tomato juice, or even canned, dried, or frozen, even in this salsa. Mmm, delicious.
Okay, so I made the slideshow on the fruits food group. So there are some fruits that are in the stores all the time, like apples and bananas. But there are some that you may not have eaten or even seen before, like kiwi and guava. Okay, so there are 4 main reasons why we need to eat 2 cups of fruit every day. First, fruit is our main source of vitamin C. If you cut your finger, it's vitamin C that helps your body grow new cells so the cut heals. Vitamin C also helps your body use the iron that you get from other foods, like hamburger from the meats, beans, and nuts food group. Some fruits also give us vitamin A, which is important for healthy eyes and skin.
Welcome to everybody's favorite game show, The Bread Basket. I'm your host, Sarah. Are all the contestants ready to play? Yeah! Okay, each contestant will pick an answer from the board and have to come up with the correct question. Ready? Yeah! Okay, let's start with you. Contestant Megan, please make a selection.
I'll take the grains, breads, and cereal food group for 10 points, Sarah.
And the answer is breads, cereals, pasta, and rice.
What are foods in the grains, breads, and cereal food group?
Well done, brilliant contestant. So who's up next? Yes, you, Andrew. Please make a selection.
I'll take the next one. 20.
And the answer is an important source of energy found in breads and whole grains.
What is protein?
No, I'm sorry, sir. The correct question would have been, what are complex carbohydrates?
So, you've learned some things about the 5 food groups and why you need foods from each of them to stay healthy. But let's be honest, unless someone's made chocolate into a 6th food group, not all the foods you probably eat are going to fit into the 5 food groups. Am I right? Foods that don't fit into the 5 food groups are called extra foods. Extra foods normally don't contain many important nutrients and/or they're higher in sugar and fat, like cookies, donuts, soda, or potato chips. Some extra foods start out as food group foods, but during processing, sugar and/or fat is added so that their nutrient content goes down and their fat or sugar content goes up. And voila, the food group food becomes an extra. Here's an example. Even though bacon is made from meat, the amount of fat it has in it outweighs the amount of protein it provides, so it's not included in the meats, beans, and nuts food group. But remember, there are no good or bad foods. What that means is that all foods, even extra foods, can be part of your food choices. It's all about how much and how often. Next time you're thinking about grabbing a bag of chips for a snack, try grabbing a good tasting favorite food group food like string cheese, or a handful of almonds instead of a candy.
So the plot from the video, 5 students made creative class presentations about the food groups, and they were very, very different presentations. So Mike's presentation was about the meat, beans, and nuts food group, and that kids should have 5.5 to 6 ounces each day from this food group, which includes protein-filled foods such as beef, chicken, fish, pork, eggs, beans, and nuts. Drew's presentation was the milk and the milk products, and it includes milk, foods made from milk like cheese and yogurt. We need to store as much calcium as we can between the ages of 10 and 20 to keep bones strong and to prevent osteoporosis, which means that you are losing bone from your bones because you don't have enough calcium. The daily recommended amount from the milk and the milk products food group is 3 cups. And Drew had a very nice visual representation of calcium using those glass jars with the flour. Megan did a great presentation on vegetables, whether they're canned, dried, frozen. They give our bodies vitamin A, which helps keep our eyes and our skin healthy. There are many other nutrients found in vegetables and are also a key to good health. Gabe's presentation was about fruit. Kids are supposed to eat 2 cups daily from the foods from the fruit group, which provide vitamin C to help your body heal. You can also see from his presentation that it's also a good source of vitamin A, fiber, and potassium. Sarah played a fun Jeopardy-like game for the foods in the grains, breads, and cereal food group, including breads, cereal, pasta, and rice. It provides complex carbohydrates, which provide our bodies with an important source of B vitamins for energy. And the expert chimed in. The extras are the foods that don't fit into the 5 food groups because they are higher in sugar or fat and they do not contain important nutrients. Extras can be part of a healthy food choice as long as they're not eaten in excess or eaten instead of food from the food groups. We should eat regular-sized, healthy servings instead of jumbo-sized servings, and we can use hand symbols to help us recognize how much food is contained in a healthy serving size, and we will talk about that in a moment. So this is the chart that helps you look at a healthy serving size. So cheese is supposed to be about the size of your pointer finger. A cup is about the size of your fist. So they use your fist a lot. So they use it for milk and yogurt, an apple, canned peaches, carrots. They use 2 fists for leafy green vegetables because they don't have very many calories, dried cereal. Then we go to a very small portion of your palm for rice. And then we go to your whole hand for a slice of bread. And then for meat servings, it's back to the size of your palm for chicken, fish, and pork and beef. And the thumb is a tablespoon approximately, and that is how much peanut butter you should have. Now it's your turn. You are going to be a food group expert. So you are going to name the food group at the top. You are going to list the foods in the food group, its major nutrients, the benefits of the nutrients, the amount needed daily, a healthy serving size, and any other interesting facts. In order to do this, you are going to need some additional workbook pages to help you. So this is page 12 in your workbook. It talks about water and it talks about dairy and vegetables. Page 13 talks about the fruit group, grains, and protein. So you can pick which food group you would like to address. Probably the most helpful pages are going to be pages 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28, depending on which food group you choose. So on page 24, it starts with the dairy group and it continues on. And I'm not going to read all of this for you, so you're going to have to go through this and read this in order to answer those questions for the workbook page. Page 25 has the vegetables, and then it starts the fruit group. So you can read that if that's the food group you choose. Page 26 is the grains group and the start of the protein group. Page 27 finishes up the protein group, and it is also gives you some information about the extras. Do not choose extras as a food group. It is not a food group. And page 28 gives you a little additional information on bones and calcium. So if you chose the dairy group, there is a little more information there for you. So this is the page that you need to do for lesson 1, day 1. And you need to write the name of your food group at the top. Remember, you may not choose an extra. Extras are not a food group. You need to list the foods in the food group. You need to list all of the major nutrients. You need to list the benefits of the nutrients. You need to list the amounts needed daily, the healthy serving size, any other interesting facts that you read about this particular food group that you choose. At the bottom, it asks you to do a presentation with your group. We are not doing a group presentation, so don't worry about that part. So if you look at pages 24 to 28, all the food groups are listed the same. So your first question is the foods in the food group. And the very first question on this page says, what foods are in this group? And it lists all the foods that are in that food group. Then next, it asks you about the major nutrients and the benefits of these nutrients. So why you need them. So it says, why do I need these foods? And it goes through and it lists what the nutrients are and the benefits of each nutrient. And then it asks about the amounts that you need every day and what is considered a healthy serving size. And so if you look at the last question, it says, how much do I need? And that section will help you answer the next 2 questions. And the last question on the page asks for other interesting facts. So you can include anything you want from the food group that you choose that you find interesting. Please remember, we are not answering the white box at the bottom because we do not have a group, so we can't do group work. I hope that today you were able to learn some of the USDA's food guidance system, talking about serving sizes and how many servings you need each day, and that you were able to become a quote-unquote expert about one of the 5 food groups. Have a great day.